Okay, all morning I've been working on entry and confirmation, and got a case here where we had a new high, and so had a pullback. So I'm looking for a restart, and I know I got a minute 32 before I get confirmed. So I'm just gonna kind of give you the picture. Price came down and pulled back, and I was really excited because a couple days ago when gold ran, I'll probably show you on the other side, get it confirmed. I got minute 10, so we're okay. We're okay, because that's my line of confirmation really on the first contract. When this bar finishes above, I'll go ahead and enter on one contract, and this is gold 5-minute. Okay, so a few days ago when gold went on this epic run, and when it made this high up here, okay, I knew that down below there was a gap to fill, and the gap started right there. And so my thought was, if we get into a pullback, which we are in, that would be where I would be looking for a buy for another run up here. Okay. Funny thing happened on the way there. So I saw it kind of starting to pull back yesterday, came down, and I spent a lot of capital trying to get in on this move. And I got stopped out a couple times in here. And probably because my stop wasn't too high. And what I was doing was jumping the gun, and I wasn't letting things confirm. Then I got in on the trade right here and made it part of the way up to right about there, and took about $91 profit. Okay, and that's okay, but the run was much bigger, and I got out with the intentions of getting back in, and all along the way on this 5-minute chart, let me go back over here, because all along the way I kept missing the obvious. Okay, here was the first entry that I had. So you see price breaks above that green bar, finishes above the red bar. Okay, so that's an entry. I'm in there. Okay, then I get to run up, and after we got that big run up right there, that bar, I started to look for profit. Okay, go back over here. See, it did not finish above. So that's the okie doke. If I had bought into that bar, I'm just skipping ahead. If I bought into that bar, I'd be, in red, which is okay on any trade. But I'm looking for a 5-minute bar to finish above the preceding bar. Okay, and then I'm going to look on the 15-minute one and get confirmation to add to the trade, and I'll go in on the 5-minute, add on the 15-minute. That's kind of my thinking. Okay, so back to this run right here. Okay, all right. So once I got out, it was cloudy for me to get back in, and I kept jumping the gun. And I probably jumped the gun right here, and then look, it pulled back, okay? Because I was at the top of the range, and I did it a couple more times. Couldn't help myself. Kept jumping in, and then missed the clear entries that were there to be made. That one right there, jumped the gun here, lost, jumped in here, and I don't allow it to pull back beyond a 5-minute bar, because I'm just trying to get some capital right now. So that brings us to where we are right now. Okay, 2 minutes and 32 seconds left. All right, and I'm not like teaching, I'm self-talking, because this is what I'm trying to steal myself. Okay, so this bar is broken above. And if it finishes above and at 2 minutes, and when that clock runs down, I'm going in. I'm going in. Let me move this. I'm going in because it has made an attempt. So as long as it stays above that, I'm going in. Okay. You see it dancing around. And then my stop will be right here. Okay. Pretty hefty stop, but what I want to happen is, okay, when that finishes above, it'll come back, pull back a little bit, and then I'm gonna look over here and see, is this bar, we might have confirmation right off the bat on the 15-minute window. So you got 6 minutes to go over there. So you got a minute over here to go in, stop there. So obviously if it finishes above, crashes down, I'm out. Okay, they got me. Can't do anything about that. But what I'm looking to do is get 2 contracts in before it gets here so that I can get this trade paid for. And sometimes what it'll do is a lot of people will go in right here when it finishes above and it'll just jump. So we'll see, can I get it? And I may just come down in the last few minutes and drop a buy right there with hopes of getting it. Okay, 25.20. Okay, and it still could tag me in and not finish above, but then I'll look for confirmation over there. So six on one hand, half a dozen the other way I'm gonna do this. But the bottom line is I'm learning, so it's okay if it doesn't. And that's the self-talk that I'm having with myself. Okay, 4, 2, okay, so 1, okay, I didn't really finish above. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna give it a 1 5-minute bar because it did not, it almost did, but then it didn't. And this is where you get tripped up. So right now my risk is $330. My mental stop is right here. If that bar peters away in the next 4 minutes, I'm out. I'm trying not to take that full loss. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though it's not real and it's just a test, my heart's racing. And this is where reps, I remember, in fact, let me tell you a quick story. So I was coaching golf yesterday, junior golf. And one of my junior golfers would hit a shot. And if his shot wasn't within a millimeter where he wanted to go, he was beating himself up, talking wise, oh, that's just horrible. I don't know what the problem. And at one point, and this is where I coach more because it helps me teach myself by teaching them. And I said, young man, I said, you got to quit beating yourself up. And I said, understand, in golf, you're judged by your misses. And it was a hole, it was a par 3 hole, and all down the left side was woods and a cliff. So if the ball goes left of the fairway, or the fairway, or the green, it's in peril. It's done. It's out there. Okay. All right. So we're looking at 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go on both of these aligned. So hopefully we can get a good push up there. I gotta lock in some profit. I can't take a loss at all, full loss. Okay. So I'll just sit there, and if it comes back and ticks me out, so be it. But and so I kept telling him that your miss was the exact place you needed to miss because it was right at the hole. and left would have been dead. You'd have been lost a stroke and everything else. And so I said, do me a favor, the next couple shots, before you put your mouth or speak on that shot that you just hit, let's go ahead and talk about the next shot, what you have to do with the next shot. And so instead of going, oh man, that's terrible, I don't know what's wrong with me, hit the shot and then start thinking, oh, okay, I'm right at the hole, above the hole, hill down to the hole. Okay, so a short chip down to the hole, and get his mind off of that negative shot and get on to positively preparing for the next shot. Okay, this is a big win here for me, and I cannot not lock in half. Okay, I may lock in more than that because I'm excited. But the good thing is I had a whole bunch of misfires today, and this one win at this point will make up for that. Okay, it will make up for all of those losses. And there again, just like I told my junior golfer, I didn't focus on what hadn't happened. I did tell you guys what happened, but in the meantime, I was preparing to take the next shot. And that's exactly what you saw an example of. And that is a huge step forward in my trading game, which, as of Saturday, will be 2 years of trading. And I will pass a prop challenge for the first time in the next, could be today, but whenever. Hope that helps.